guys, so I'm gonna keep this quick. I just wanted to come on here to show you guys how I caught this USD JPY setup on Tuesday, which was the 30th. The main thing in my trading system is that I use confirmation to confirm my key levels or areas of supply and demand. These areas must be high probability. So I know you may be asking, like, what do you mean by high probability? Like,
what do you mean by that?
So I'm gonna break it down in this example here, and then I'm gonna show you an example on the charts. So in this example right here, on the 15-minute time frame, price is making higher highs and higher lows, advancing into our POI. At this point, we will want to go and shift our time frames on the 3-minute, like we're taking a confirmation entry. Those that are familiar with this style know that when you have your supply and demand, like right here, you would want to go and shift on another time frame to take your entry, and maybe you're looking for some sort of like structure shift before you get in on your POI. But the main idea is that you want to see structure change on your entry time frame before you even get in on this setup. That way you can really confirm that structure is going in the way that you want it to. So we have this 3-minute area of interest right here. Price taps into it. As soon as we get into it, we see price come, break structure, leave behind this 3-minute POI. I should have labeled this better. This would actually be our 3-minute price action, and this would be our 15-minute price action right here, and then our 15-minute POI or whatever higher time frame POI. This would be our second time frame, our confirmation time frame, and then we're gonna have one more confirmation time frame once price comes back into this 3-minute POI, which would be this 1-minute area. So off of this 3-minute zone, we're looking for another 1-minute confirmation, and it comes right back into this POI and then drops. So price taps into our POI, and before we even go in to look for a confirmation entry, I'm going to explain to you why I chose this POI in the first place. For one, we have a daily key level right here. For two, this is the current weekly days high. It's also a swing high, so I knew that when price came in this area that we would see some sort of reaction off of this zone. So once price gets here, now we want to go on our lower time frame and look for a shift in structure or a sign of weakness. Alright, so now we're on the 3-minute time frame. Let's just mark out structure. You can see that we're making higher highs and higher lows. So what we want to see is price to break this last higher low to give us a sign of weakness. And then what we're going to do is we're going to choose a POI once we see price make that low. So let's just play price. You can see price makes the low right here, and then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring out my fib so we can measure the range, and we really want to be selling from here because this is where price left imbalance or fair value gap. There was a gap in price right here, so it was in the 50 to 62 range, so that is another confirmation that we want to be selling from this area. And we're also going to be confirming this POI as well. We're going to be using the 1-minute to do that. So once price gets here, I'm going to shift on to my 1-minute time frame, and we're basically going to do the same thing. So let's just play price. You can see we end up making liquidity down here. Price is struggling to break these lows and highs. Until it breaks it, it clears this liquidity from the top side. Just keep playing it. Now that we tapped into our 3-minute POI, what we want to do is go into our 1-minute time frame. Once we're on our 1-minute time frame, what we want to do is we want to mark out our swing highs and swing lows, and just mark it here so you can see swing highs, swing lows. So we really want to see a break of this low right here for price to clear this sort of trendline liquidity or trend line, whatever you want to call it. But we really want to see a break of this higher low right here to once again give us a sign of weakness or a change of character, whatever you want to call it. Basically to show us that price wants to go lower. We're just going to keep playing price for a little bit. So price makes its low. Now what I would do is I will pull out my fib once again to measure the range, and you can see we're right in that 62 to 70 range. So this is a really high probability setup for us right now. We need to wait for structure to get back to the zone, and then we can confirm it with price action. I'm going to shift to the 3-minute time frame once again, just to show you guys that this was a fair value gap right here. I know it kind of looks a little bit choppy on the 1 minute, but it was a fair value gap. So now I'm going to play price, and you can see that once we get to the zone, we end up rejecting it, and then completely giving us this bearish engulfing, wiping out all this sort of like false trendline liquidity right here. Price takes out this low. We end up breaking this low, and that's when I got in. I got in on the break of this candle's low right here, pretty much after I saw these rejections going up. So now my first target was down here. This was TP1, and then my second target was down here. It was a 15-minute demand, because keep in mind this was originally a 15-minute trade. We were trying to catch it off of this POI right here, but we wanted to validate it in the first place and make sure that structure was actually going to sell from here. So now we can play price again, and price hits our 15-minute demand zone, which is our final POI. So that's all I got for today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy it, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.